This is the Uptick Network Stock Day podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com. Penny stock news and interviews from the microcap world. Public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, we have a very exciting guest. He is a returning guest to our show. His name is Steve Smith. He is the CEO of SharkReach, Inc. They trade on the OTCB under the ticker symbol SHRK. Steve, welcome and thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, give me a little bit of background of yourself and a little bit of a history of your company, and then I want to get to some Q&A today.
Sure. SharkReach is an influencer marketing company. We're really the first publicly traded influencer marketing company, which means we work with talent and brands in order to social media marketing campaigns. And I did found the company a couple of 2.5 years ago, I suppose, with my background being in that space, kind of specifically within that social media marketing and large media space.
You know, what has been the evolution of a SharkReach story? I mean, so much has happened over the last 8 months. Bring myself and my listeners up to date.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that. So there has been quite a bit of activity over the last 8 months. We became publicly traded in February, I believe, and had really been focused on developing really the largest influencer network. We have about 21,000 celebrities. They have a minimum, celebrity might be the accurate word, talent that have more than 50,000 followers across their social networks. And so we have the bulk of the domestic United States influencers in our system. And so once we kind of established that, we decided to really grow the business by acquiring a number of companies, a couple of which have been announced. We acquired a company called Entourage, which is a tech company with a mobile app for social reporting. And then we did a soft announcement recently in the last few weeks of the first creative digital agency that we acquired, which we'll be announcing further details on actually later this week.
You know, a lot of my listeners, including myself, don't realize how big your network is. And your reach is more than the top 5 television stations combined with 20,000 influencers. And is it true you have over about 500 million followers?
We do. Our reach is, all of our talent combined reach is about 2.9 billion. It's really rather significant.
It is.
Yeah, and that's a mix of people that you might have heard of. That's like a Selena Gomez or someone like that's got a huge, massive footprint on social networks, down to an individual talent who's just got a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram. But they're all within our network, and they're all available to activate for promotional campaigns and we really were focused on that end of the business, the branding kind of activation. But with some of our newer acquisitions, we'll be expanding into different ways that they can monetize their fan base, which is kind of another area of growth for us.
You know, I want to talk about, you did a press release today on Kevin Harrington. You know, tell me a little bit about this new alliance with Shark Tank and Kevin Harrington, if you would.
So we did put the press out on that today, and so Kevin Harrington is he's one of the original sharks for Shark Tank. He's pretty widely known for that. He joined our board of directors, I'd say a month ago, perhaps. But we've been working with Kevin for a while now, maybe 6 or 8 months, and what we have been developing is SharkReach, the kind of corporate public company, is really becoming an umbrella for a number of efforts. We're acquiring the creative digital agencies, which are going to be kind of within our Shark Creative operations. But one thing that we really wanted to do was collaborate to develop kind of an incubator for all of the, or not all of, but a select group of the opportunities, companies, products, brands that come to Kevin kind of on a daily basis. So he has a real funnel of, everyone's pitching Shark Tank and pitching those individual sharks their products and opportunities. And, Kevin really likes the capabilities of SharkReach and our testing capability particularly. So what that really looks like is if Kevin likes a company, a product, we can either drop that into an incubator depending on what level of development it needs, or a venture fund that we're developing, and then we can actually test out using our influencers pretty much instantaneously to find out kind of what the public's response is to that. So everyone can really tell kind of what the degree of the opportunity is for that product or service, because a lot of them are new products or innovative ideas, and we really have the audience, we have the consumer.
Absolutely. In your market space, it's all about monetizing and revenues. I understand that you guys are going to be coming out with some revenues report here at the end of June. Let's get back to Kevin just a little bit. So Kevin's going to bring you a product or a company. How are you guys going to monetize that? Can you give us a little insight on that?
Sure. We are actually creating, a division which is an incubator. So we'll be investing some funds into these individual companies to take a stake in those companies, and then helping them with their marketing efforts primarily, and somewhat distribution as well, but primarily their marketing efforts. So it's kind of an incubator typical structure in that we'll invest a early stage amount of cash into the company for a decent stake in it, and then that's how we will make our return on our investment, is by that ownership position.
My guest today is Steve Smith. He is the founder and CEO of SharkReach. They are trading at around 15 cents a share. They're on the OTC markets. Their ticker symbol is SHRK. Looking down 6 months, 12 months from now, what can we expect from your management and some of the things you have in the hopper?
So our focus right now, we've got a lot of opportunities kind of coming our way. So we're kind of narrowing in on a few of them, the key relationships and the key opportunities that make sense. So this is why we kind of organized around Kevin Harrington's efficiencies around those new opportunities, kind of creating a forum for that. But really, that's kind of tier 2, tier 1 right now. The next, really ideally by the end of before the election completes here in November, we're looking to complete 3 to 4 acquisitions. Several of them are under letters of intent right now. One of them is completed and will be announced later this week. But our intention is to really roll up about 3 to 4 creative digital agencies around North America primarily, and aggregate that revenue to roughly $20 million revenue number that we'll be able to report by the end of the year.
Wow.
So that's the expectation that should be out there.
So you're telling us that you're going to grow the top line and the bottom line through M&A targets. Is that correct?
We have identified a real opportunity to acquire boutique creative digital agencies that have long established relationships with their clients and are interested in adding influencer marketing to kind of their toolkit for their clients. So our intention is to acquire really 3 to 4 this year, and really as a result of that, gain about 15 of the top 100 brands as direct clients. So we'll be able to both have those clients, have those existing revenues, and then grow those revenues through the addition of the influencer marketing services that will be available as a new line of revenue for those brands through those agencies.
Steve, you've already created the largest influencer marketing company in the world. Your stock's trading at 15 cents with these acquisitions that you're going to be making. It sounds like your company is going to be truly undervalued.
It is. We definitely need to, I think we'll start driving awareness about our initiatives, really probably starting this week, to kind of let the market know what we've got going on. And we have kept some of it close to the vest because it is highly complex space in terms of competitive landscape. So,
absolutely.
So we kept even this acquisition that we soft announced because we had to, just some basic information, but we'll be letting some big things out there in terms of, like, obviously Kevin Harrington's involvement with the company is a big factor, which people have a lot of interest in. But then the fundamentals of the business at that growth rate. In fact, I'm about to catch a plane up to go see our Silicon Valley team that most people don't even know we have. They're working on some special innovations in the social media, like, reporting technology space.
So I won't keep you much. I won't keep you much longer. But I just wanted to ask you this: is there anything that you and I didn't get a chance to talk to that you would like to get out to our listeners in closing?
I would say, keep an eye on our press releases. We're starting to push more of them out in terms of kind of letting the market and space know what we're about, and there should be some interesting press coming out in the next 30 days in Forbes, perhaps, with Kevin and I doing some additional announcements. So keep an eye out for that.
My guest today has been Steve Smith. He is the founder and CEO of SharkReach. They trade on the OTC under the ticker symbol SHRK. Steve, thank you for coming on the show. We're going to check back with you in a couple of months and see how some of the M&A is going.
I appreciate it. Cheers.